Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the Center Circle channel. And in today's video, we have a couple more guests on the channel, and it's debuts for these guys. So we've got Joseph and we've got Daniel. How you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Had a chill day,
Mm.
but to chill out, so it's ready to talk about some football. Yeah, doing good.
Oh, I'm telling you, I am tired of preseason. Like genuinely, I just can't. Like, I just need this season to start. No
It's just
internationals.
it just started, bro.
None of these 8-2s that you get with these random teams who are
It
local.
just started.
Yeah, I
I'm just
hear it.
waiting for the season.
Cool, guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for jumping on the channel. So for the guys, people that don't know, Daniel and Joseph are actually brothers, and I know these guys from church from like back in a while, but they've gone and separated and doing their own thing, which I'm happy for you guys. So yeah, but as you can see from Daniel's top, we're going to be talking about Liverpool. So obviously there's been a lot of transfer activity within the club. So we're going to be talking about like your midfield in general. So as like you guys have probably seen, you guys have signed McAllister from Brighton and Soboslai from Salzburg, I think. So yeah,
Yeah,
what do you
I
guys
like
think?
it.
Yeah, what do you guys think of those two signings?
Yeah, like I think do you know what? I'm pleased with them. I think the first thing is that you've actually had a bit of action because I think with Liverpool, midfield replacements have been long overdue. I
Oh,
think that's the
mercy.
thing. But yeah, in terms of like with McAllister, he's a player that we've known about for like a long time. Well, for a few months before he actually signed on the dotted line. So that felt a bit like a slow burn, and but he's once again it's a good player that we've added, and I'm very surprised that nobody else actually went in for him in the Premier League. No one else actually seemed that they were gonna do like a proper like charge for him. But yeah, once again, he's I think he's really good because he's attacking player. He's quite versatile because I've seen him play on the wing. He's got a goal in him. He's got a free kick in him. He can play like an eight, play like a 10, play on the wing. Yeah. So and once again, he won the World Cup, didn't he? Right. So he won the World Cup, and he was actually a starting player in that, which I don't think many people saw that coming because like it's like, oh, this guy McAllister from Brighton, he starting the World Cup final. So there's something about him. There's something about him. So yeah, for me, he's a good signing. So definitely like him. How about you, Dan? What do you think of?
Yeah, no, I think midfield was one of those things that we were all crying out for. I think everyone, literally top six teams, if they even top six now, whatever, because Newcastle, everyone was saying, look, there's a clear gap here in our midfield. I think like back in the day, it was clear that we had a serious engine room. Gini Wijnaldum, Milner, Henderson, Navigator, whenever he was fit. We had an engine room, but it just died out. It's like Fabinho lost his legs, Henderson lost the legs as well. And just like we had no midfield. So these two
Mm.
signings, oh my gosh, you got like what, 22-year-old Szoboszlai, 60 mil. Apparently it's a deal. From the YouTube videos I've seen, that's a deal. McAllister, World Cup winner, and actually, when you're a World Cup winner, but you actually play in all like the games, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's true,
assisting
it's
Messi
true.
and that. Yeah. 35 mil. So like that these signings are good, man. And like I was thinking about, was it McAllister, right? And I'm thinking for Brighton, was he the linchpin or was it Caicedo? Because they're both like ballers, but it seems like we might
Yeah,
have got,
him, Caicedo, Matoma. Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah. We might have probably got the best midfielder. Watch out, guys.
Yeah, because
yeah,
no, because if I'm being honest with you, like after seeing McAllister perform in the World Cup, I was very surprised on how much you guys bought him for. Because I know
yeah,
before like you guys got him, I was thinking, oh, he's gonna be going for like 50, 60 mil, especially that he won the World Cup. Like
Yeah,
I'd say before the World Cup, he was like a 30, 35 million pound player, what you guys bought him for. But after he's won the World Cup and actually played well in the World Cup, that has to rise to about 50, going on to maybe 55, 60 mil. So
yeah,
I was really surprised by like the price that you guys got him for. So, and that
yeah,
just makes it more of a better signing as well. Uh,
yeah.
so yeah.
it's the beauty of the release clause, man. That so apparently we got either one of these or both of these guys on the release clause
Okay,
because
yeah,
I think it was bait to everyone that we needed midfielders. So rather than try and haggle with these people for Caicedo or Jude Bellingham or whatever, right, for how many hundreds of million, let's just get the guys with their release clause. Just boom, trigger it and boom. So I'm
yeah.
good.
And I think they are both Liverpool signings in that they didn't cost too much. Like Szoboszlai, how many guys know about Szoboszlai? Not many. How many? And it's signings like that over the years that Liverpool have really sort of gravitate towards, like in and around the 30 to 60 million mark. Not really well known, but they've got an engine, they've got attitude, and they can play. You know, so they fit the mold in that sense. Because obviously, looking at guys like maybe like Jude Bellingham, obviously he was a dream, right? He was the dream. But outside of outside of Darwin Nunez, we haven't been the team to pay 120 million for a player.
No.
It's always been a bunch of players at a certain price. So in that sense, it hasn't been off-brand for Liverpool to get those kind of guys. I think what's good about Szoboszlai as well, just going back to him, is that like once again he's big. He's a big guy, athletic, 22, knows to score a goal, got techers. Yeah, and I watched the preseason game and he looked pretty good.
He's the captain of Hungary as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a captain.
Right, yeah, right.
22.
22, which means he's got character. You don't have to just capture someone at 22 because he's the best player. He's got personality, he's got character, which is something that we need as well. So yeah.
What do you think both those players' best positions are?
This is interesting because I genuinely feel from watching the World Cup, McAllister was good in between the lines, like just behind the striker, just like linking up with Messi. And it's interesting watching him for Brighton. He seems a bit more like a box to box, slightly forward, getting goals late on. And I feel like Szoboszlai is basically the same in that he's a more advanced kind of attacking midfielder. So, but I feel like the way Klopp would work is he'd put McAllister as a box to box. So essentially what Hendo's supposed to be doing, or was supposed to be doing, if he's even at the club anymore, I'm not sure right now, right? What he's supposed to be doing. And I feel like we might change formation. I feel like we might do a 2 pivot, as in maybe a Trent and a McAllister, and then above them, just a Szoboszlai. But I feel like we don't know yet because we haven't got a DM. We don't know how Hendo and Fabinho leaving impacts our formation, who we're going to get, etc. So it's an interesting one.
Yeah. That's the thing, because like even looking at your outgoings, I mean, like Henderson's looking like he's going to Saudi Arabia, and then the one that surprised me was Fabinho. I think the reason why Fabinho surprised me is that he can still be a good player coming off the bench, even if he's not like starting. And the fact you are getting 40 mil just shows like how good Liverpool are at maybe getting players in and then selling them for good prices. Because usually for Fabinho at his age would probably go for what, 20 mil. But the fact you're selling him for almost what you bought him for just shows how good of a player he is.
Yeah, I think there's that side of it. I still feel like he's 29, but it's still a bit of a steal. Ideally, I would not wanted to have to let both of those guys go.
Oh wait.
So out of the two, who would you?
I think that's the thing.
So who out of the two would you more likely want to keep, Henderson or Fabinho?
It's a good question.
Daniel, why are you laughing?
There's different. I think there's different reasons, though, isn't there? Because Henderson, he's been his legs are gone, but he's got the leadership.
Yeah.
Fabinho's still a player. I think I would have let Fabinho go just because of the price tag.
Okay.
And because with that price, with the 40 million, there's then room to bring in another guy, another holding midfielder. But letting both of them go, that's a lot. That's a big hole. We've already lost 5 or 6 midfielders this year.
It's crazy.
And we've bought 2 so far.
Yeah.
So I want to see who we're going to bring in now, because there's definitely more work to be done.
I'm thinking, Joe, Dan, like, who do you bring in? Like, what DMs are out there that, okay, I think Fabinho's legs in this year died out, but I personally think that was because the guys around him just weren't the guys. So Hendo had lost his legs. But if you look at back in the day, like with Milner, Henderson, Keita, Wijnaldum, if I already said his name, these guys were the engine room, right? Around Fabinho. He was never like a fast guy. He never has been. He's just like his tactical awareness, etc. So I feel like if you put McAllister and a Szoboszlai around him, young guns buzzing about, You never know. I feel like we should have given it a chance, like before we sold Fabinho. I feel like Henderson is the most replaceable. I think when you think about Henderson, you don't think about like his footballing ability. Like if you want to keep him, you're thinking about his captaincy.
At
Do
this
you know what I
point,
mean? Like
yeah.
him
At
off
this
the
point,
field,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, leadership.
But it's kind of like we've got the captain of Scotland, the captain of Hungary, we've got the captain of Netherlands, we've got, do you know what I mean? We've got Allison, all
Captain
these
of
guys.
yeah, captain of Egypt as well, because in
Captain
Salah,
of Egypt, yeah.
So I'm just like,
there's leadership.
okay, he's a legend. He'll always be a legend, in my opinion. Like if he goes, if he stays, whatever. But I think the DM is harder to replace because I don't think there's that as many good DMs right now in their peak that are available.
No, yeah. I think that's is an issue. But it is an issue. I don't think I think in both cases with these guys, it would have been hard to keep them anyway, I think, because the pull of Saudi Arabia
Oh yeah,
is mad. And people are obviously the guys are going, so obviously they've been offered these huge contracts, and it's a good deal for them.
yeah,
Like, I don't blame people who want to go feed their families or set up generational wealth for their families. Like, I
yeah.
don't argue with that. It's not good for the game as we know it, but it's good for them and their families. So
What is it? 700K for
yeah,
Henderson a week? Like
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be like bye suckers.
It's in the bag.
I'm
It's in the
like,
bag.
yeah,
Yeah, in regards to like replacements, obviously we've been looking at guys like who like Lavia,
yeah.
a couple of others.
Caicedo is maybe.
Amrabat. Say again.
Caicedo maybe.
Guys, no,
You know, if you
I
know,
don't think I don't think we've ever really been in for Caicedo,
He's
and I
at
think
Chelsea, doesn't
the
he?
price tag is just way too much. It's way
Yeah,
too much. I don't think, I think if we enter the race now, it's probably a bit too late.
yeah,
Can start talking and trying to hijack that deal.
yeah,
But he's going up for upwards of 100 million now.
yeah. But
So
I have a different theory, right? Don't get a midfielder, get a right back. Or no, not even better. Don't get a midfielder, get a centre back. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a midfielder. Let's be honest, right?
before
This
you go
guy,
forward, my dad's been saying this the whole time. Like, put Trent in the midfield, like this whole
yeah,
time.
in
Like,
the
even
mid.
when even before Trent was balling at right back, he was saying, "Nah, I like Trent in the midfield." And then when he
Yeah.
had the season after that where he wasn't his normal self, his
yeah,
comment, yeah,
yeah. I
He's
mean,
been
like,
saying he's a midfielder. That's the thing. He's not. Yeah, he's been trying to say that. He said he feels natural there. So you
yeah.
know,
But if you look at where he played in the last 10 games or whatever, right? Where we changed the formation, this inverted role, like it, do you know what? It made so much sense in that we're packing the midfield, right? And we're allowing the other midfielders to play further forward. And essentially he is in a pivot he was in a pivot with Fabinho, right? So you have two other midfielders who are involved in the attack. It made so much sense. I just feel long term that gets found out.
mm.
You know, we can't expect Ibu to keep covering for man all the time. I think, do you know what? Get a centre back and play three at the back, if anything. I don't know, like just make something happen.
I see
But
his name.
yeah,
is it a centre back or is it a right back? So if we
I,
change formation again, do we
yeah,
keep Trent in midfield permanently?
I like Joe Gomez in right back. I don't think
Yeah,
I don't. I feel like he's been a bit vulnerable at centre back, and it's really knocked either his confidence or just knocked his stock in general. Right? Joe
Mm.
Gomez is actually an amazing right. You look at the games he's played right back, right? Like most of them, absolutely fantastic, right? But when he's played centre back, it's not really worked. So I'm thinking, do you know what? Just play this guy right back, move Trent
It's
into
also
midfield,
yeah, it's
and get
probably
a centre back.
defense has always been. I think it's always it was a midfield problem as well in centre back
Yeah,
because the legs weren't there. Guys were getting exposed. Van Dijk was getting exposed. Ibu
yeah,
was getting exposed. Um, so I feel like the defense definitely got a bad end of the deal
yeah,
that whole thing because they were exposed so much that it's like the media just got onto them and that was it. But
yeah. It just
yeah,
doesn't. But my thing is, right? So what happened with the inverted role, right? Is Ibu was covering for Trent,
mm,
then I guess Van Dijk moved over, but then you got Robertson, who's more of like a left wing back in a
Yeah,
way, right? That's what I'm saying. With all due respect to Andy Robertson, I don't think he had the greatest of seasons last season,
no,
personally, anyway. if you get a left centre, this is why I was so like vexed seeing Vardiol potentially going to Man City because he would have been amazing. Can you imagine Kanate, Virgil, Vardiol,
Huge.
and Trent playing that inverted role? But I just don't think. I just think you get a right back, play 4-2-1-3, and see how it goes.
So play four at the back
I play four at the back still.
instead
Yeah,
of three. Okay,
yeah.
that's
Trent,
interesting.
McAllister, Szoboszlai in front of them. Then you
Yeah.
got what? Salah, God knows who in the middle, and on the left.
Yeah, no, because that was actually my next question. Because like, what would be like your midfield three like going into this next season? Because I know like you've got Szoboszlai, you've got McAllister, you even got like Curtis Jones. Like people can't forget about that. He did well for the England under 23 World Cup or the Euro? Sorry, he did well.
Yeah.
And then like there's still a couple of players in the squad. So and even Trent as well. So what would be your midfield three?
Thing is, I'm quite happy with the what's it called, like a 3-4-3 formation. You know, personally,
3-4-3.
yeah. So three at the back, the Trent in midfield. So with the three others. So well, Fabinho's not done yet. So I'm going to say Fabinho or Fabinho's replacement, Trent, Szoboszlai, McAllister.
Oh,
Before.
but you know what? We have Thiago as well. Probably one of the most techie players known to man, right? I
Yeah.
remember when Thiago joined, all of us were just gas. Like, Thiago.
And then like I know rival fans were saying, "Oh, Thiago is not it," sort of thing, and I was saying Thiago's a good player, just give him time. And then once he got the time, he was balling. So,
But
yeah,
I feel like he's one
he's
of
been a
those
7 out of 10 for me.
but he's
Yeah.
but Thiago is aging as well. You have to remember that as well. So
he's like what, 31, right? 31,
Yeah,
32, something like that. 31,
he's
32.
also injured half the time. So
Yeah,
it's that.
that's the issue. That is the issue, right? In that I feel like last season, in terms of numbers, we had so many midfielders, but half of them were injured all the time, right? Naby was always injured. Oxlade-Chamberlain, I don't think he was even injured that long, but he just wasn't trusted by Klopp, and he was going anyway. So it's just like what? But for me, I feel like long term, Trent, McAllister, Szoboszlai, it makes so much sense.
and but would you be cautious of not having a DM because there's not one midfield I can say yeah he's got defensive ability.
Yeah, I guess that's where kind of like
Yeah, I think that's.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't think Trent is. I don't think Trent is a DM. I don't think.
yeah.
Trent,
Do you think McAllister can play DM?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't start him there. I
Doubt
wouldn't.
it.
I would want to go for an out and out defensive midfielder
That just
that is going to clean up.
protect the
But
back.
I feel like there's two types of DM. There's like a CM and then there's a DM, right? So you have, I guess, your Xabi Alonso's, right? Which weren't necessarily your Mascherano destroyers. And I think that's a bit like what Thiago is, right? He's more like of a sprayer of the ball, controller of the game. I guess Busquets is maybe a bit of both, right? He was a controller of the game and he was a destroyer.
Yeah, destroyer.
But I feel like if you put both of them there, one goes, one stays. Because Trent has played right back to a high standard, you know what I mean? So he can defend. I'm not taking any of this slander on Trent's defending just because of one game against Vinicius, right? I feel like he can defend, but it would be helpful to have someone next to him. So one stays, one goes. In defense, both of them are back. So,
Okay. So to kind of end this off, what would you at this moment in time? What would you rate Liverpool's transfer activity out of 10?
For me, so far, it was. I would have rated it an 8 until Henderson and Fabinho decided they were off.
An 8. Wait, sorry, an 8 before.
An
yeah.
eight.
Okay.
There's still obviously now there's still work to be done.
Okay.
There's 2 spots to be filled now for me. Two
So
more. So right now it's at 6.
Okay, so you still
As of today.
Okay, so you still need more players, basically.
Yeah, I think we do. We need a think about. So obviously the favorite now is probably Lavia, right? He would have been the successor rather than the replacement to Fabinho for me anyway.
Okay.
So we need somebody who's going to come in straight away as a DM, do the business. We have guys like Bajcetic who could possibly play that role.
Forgot about
But
him.
I think we need somebody else as well. I think we need 2 signings. But for our current signings, I would give it a 6, maybe like a 7.
Dan?
So if the transfer window closed, let's say tomorrow,
or in the next 2 hours, should we say?
In the next 2 hours, then Hendo and Fabinho will still be here. I've just heard talks right now. Like I haven't seen any pictures on El Ittihad. Sorry if I butchered that. I haven't seen it on Instagram or nothing. I've just seen talks. I've just seen Fabrizio Romano. That's all I've seen right now. Right?
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I've seen a here we go on Henderson and medicals, but that's about it, right?
Yeah.
But like I think out of 10 right now, if those 2 left, it would be a 5 out of 10. I feel like I feel away after what's his name, Carvalho left. I think that was a mistake. I think he's a baller, man. I don't know. He should just been given a chance. But yeah, we obviously need another midfielder, and we either need a right back or we need a centre back. It's clear. So, and there's doubts about what second choice goalkeeper Koeman Kelleher leaving as well because he wants game time because he's actually good enough. So we might need to sort that out as well. And then there's a homegrown situation. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. And you've even got like James Milner like leaving to go Brighton. So
Man like James.
Millie. But go on.
There's a lot of work to be done still. I think what we've done has been good, but there's still a lot of things to be done. We've had the clear out that we've needed. Maybe we should have done over the course of years rather than all at once.
Free.
But I'll be interested to see how Liverpool handle the next few weeks.
Yeah,
it's going to be very busy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, so that is the end of the video. Joe, Dan, thank you very much for a Liverpool perspective of what's going on with Liverpool these days. I know I'm only interested in Liverpool because I know Dad's a Liverpool fan, so I always ask him what's going on. Sometimes he doesn't even know what's happening himself, so I have to just check for myself. But no, it was good to get you guys on. Guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and hopefully get a couple more videos out before the season starts. But yeah, I want the season to come now because pre-season is very boring, in the words of Daniel. but yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll see you again soon.
Peace.
Out.
Super goal. Has gone to McAllister. What a strike! And Salah's wriggling in and scoring. This is Stuart Dallas. And that is sensational.